Good morning, students. I hope you are fine and fair. Students, we have completed lines and angles. Just before we have completed. Now next chapter is chapter number 7, and that is triangle, especially congruency of triangles. We have to study about different conditions and different criteria for congruency of triangles. With this respect, we have to consider about different criteria for satisfying for the congruency of triangles. Different terms are there, different conditions are there. On the basis of those terms and conditions, two triangles will be called congruent. So we will discuss. Firstly, we have to discuss about what is a congruent figure. What do you mean by congruent figures, congruent objects? You may observe a very simple example is there. If you open your both the palms like that, and if you come close to each one, what will be there? Finger will cover to fingers and palm will cover to palm. It means this palm is congruent to this palm. Why? Because shape and size of this palm is same as that of this palm. If the person is normal, so what will be there? Shape and size of this palm will be same as shape and size of this palm. By combining, everything is coincided here. Fingers are coincided with fingers and palm is coincided with palm. In this way, this palm is congruent to this palm. It means what? Two figures are called congruent figures if and only if both are having same shape and size. We are talking about equal shape and size. Equal shape and size. Once again, listen it. We are talking about equal shape and of equal size. If both the things are concerned with those objects are more than two objects, so such objects are called congruent objects. On the basis of this, we can discuss about the congruency of two line segments, the congruency of two circles, the congruency of two squares, the congruency of two angles, the congruency of two triangles also. So let us start our journey with congruency of line segments. If two line segments are there and both are having same measurement, suppose a line segment AB is there and second line segment PQ is there, as it is mentioned here on this whiteboard. You may observe here this length of line segment AB is 5 cm. Length of PQ is also 5 cm. It means what? Length of AB is equal to length of PQ. If lengths are equal, they are of equal length. Both are having equal length of 5 cm. If both are equal, then AB is congruent to PQ. Means two line segments are called congruent if and only if they have equal measurement. On the basis of that, we can show congruency of two line segments. Similarly, we will discuss about if AB is not equal to PQ, suppose a condition is there. AB is not equal to PQ means length of AB is not equal to length of PQ, then AB is not congruent to PQ. It will be only if and only if the length of both the line segments are equal. Now go to follow the meaning of what meaning is that if AB equals PQ, what can be resulted there? What can be resulted? What can be called? If AB equals PQ, this implies AB is congruent to PQ. If it is given in question, AB is congruent to PQ, the meaning of this one is AB equals PQ. Once again follow this statement. If it is given in question AB equals PQ, the meaning of this one is what? It is telling that, implies that AB congruent to PQ. If it is mentioned that AB congruent to PQ, the meaning of this statement is there, AB is equal to PQ. Both are different things. Here, the length of AB and PQ are equal. On the basis of their length, we can say that AB is congruent to PQ. But here what is said? AB is congruent to PQ. Meaning of this one is the length of AB is equal to the length of PQ. So keep in mind it. Further, two circles are here, circle number 1 and circle number 2. This circle is having center O and radius R1, and this circle is having center O dash and radius R2. So both the circles are congruent if and only if their radii are equal. Radii radii are equal. If their radii are equal, then both the circles are congruent. In the same way, if R1 equals R2, means radii of two circles are equal, then COR1 congruent to CO dash R2. What meaning is there? Both the circles are congruent if and only if R1 is equal to R2. Now two squares are given. You know square is mean and known for its sides. There is no length, there is no breadth. Length and breadth both are uttered at side of square. Suppose a square is here, second square is here. Side of this square is 2 centimeter and side of this square is also 2 centimeter. So both the squares are said to be congruent if and only if their corresponding sides are equal. If corresponding sides are equal, then both the squares are said to be congruent. Now go to the congruency of two angles. If two angles are congruent, means the value of this angle ABC is 65 degree and angle PQR is also 65 degree. Degree measure of both the angles are equal of 65 degree. So this angle is congruent to this angle. Why? Because jab angle ABC, measurement of degree measure of angle ABC is equal to degree measure of angle PQR. In this way, we can say that two angles are congruent if and only if their degree measures are equal. Similarly, it is the turn of triangles. Two triangles may be called congruent if their corresponding components are equal. Corresponding components. How many components are there in a triangle? Now we have to study in detail about the component of triangles. So this is in our portion and we will study it in detail. How many components are there? You may be taught in previous classes. Now students, see the triangle. We have to discuss about component of triangle. Components. How many components of a triangle are there? We have three sides. See, side number 1, side number 2 and side number 3. So three sides are there and three angles are also there. First corner, second corner, third corner. In this way, this triangle has 6 components. On the basis of these components, combination of these components, we have to justify whether two of the triangles are congruent or not. So it will be the combination of both sides. It will be combination of sides or combination of sides, angle sides, or angle side angle. It will be combination of, either it will be only side or combination of sides and angles. But you have to be cautious regarding this one. Two conditions you have to consider about, and you have to be cautious. Suppose two triangles are there, so you may mark here different conditions are there, and on the basis of different conditions we have to justify whether both the triangles are congruent or not. The first criteria, the first rule which is associated with congruency of triangle is side angle side criteria. Side angle side criteria. This one is side angle side criteria. You may mark here at this stage. You should be very cautious regarding it. Suppose a triangle is there. This is a triangle. Second triangle is also there. Two triangles are already given. You may observe here. The name of this triangle you may observe here. Let me rub it and draw it once again. Once again, try to follow. What is meaning of side angle side? Try to follow. This one is triangle number first. This one is triangle number second. You may observe both the triangles are here. The name of this triangle is ABC, and this one is X, Y, Z. Now observe, suppose AB is of 5 centimeter, this one is of 6 centimeter, and this angle is given, this included angle is given, suppose it one is given 65 degree, this one is given 65 degree. In the same way, suppose the value of this one is given 5 centimeter, this one is given 6 centimeter, and this value is given 65 degree. Mark it. This one is remarkable here. Now we have to see what is the matching part. Matching part is prominent. If you are unable to match judiciously, you will fail here. Can you say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ? So certainly this one will be wrong. We have to follow the track. We have to follow the track. Try to follow. We have to follow the track of first triangle. Same track should be followed in second triangle also. Only then both the triangles are congruent. A triangle can be named by three ways. See, it can be named as triangle ABC. It can be named as triangle ACB. Clear? It can be named as triangle CAB. It can be named as triangle CBA. Again, it can be named as BAC, or it can be named as BCA. Different ways are there. In 6 ways, we can name this triangle. And this one also, it can also be named by 6 different ways. What are 6 different ways? We can say triangle XYZ or XZY. Now start your journey. YXZ or YZX or ZXY or ZYX. In this way, a triangle can be named in 6 different ways. But you should be cautious. You have to follow which track is followed here in first triangle. Same should be followed in second triangle also. If track is not followed, so both the triangles are not congruent. You may observe here, first matching part, observe 5 centimeter is equal to this 5 centimeter. It is quite visible. So what is matching part here? Side is matching part. Second, this 65 equal to this 65. Again, this 6 centimeter equal to this 6 centimeter. First one is matching to first one, second angle is matching to second angle, and third one side is matching to third side. In this way, these are the matching parts which are required. Now follow the meaning of the track. The track is like that. Suppose we are giving the name of this triangle how? ABC. Means covering the distance of 5 centimeter, reaching at 65 degree, then going to point C, covering 6 centimeter. Starting journey covering 5 centimeter, coming to angle and covering 6 centimeter. Same track should be followed there in writing the name of the triangle. See how is it possible? Covering 5 centimeter, going to 65 and covering to 6 centimeter. So what name of this triangle would be there? XZY. Now both the triangles are congruent. Which triangles are congruent here? It is the name of this triangle is triangle ABC. ABC is congruent to triangle. Which one? Same track should be there. XZY. XZY. Now observe here. On the basis of without observing figure, you can compare here. AB is equal to first second is equal to first second. You may mark here. See, AB is equal to XZ. Again, this value B, angle B equal to angle Z. You may mark here. Angle B equal to angle Z. Again, this BC is matching to which part? Last two, ZY. If this type of combination is there, so which part is matched at first? It is side. Side is matched first. Side is matched first here. Then secondly, we are matching angle to angle, and thirdly it is side to side. So which criteria is applied here? It is known as side angle side criteria. Side angle side criteria. This much is implemented here while proving congruency of two triangles. In this way, we have to justify if two sides included corresponding angles are included and angles are equal, how can we prove congruency criteria? Now we have to prove theorem number first of side angle side criteria. What is theorem number 1? If two sides of a triangle along with included angle, this angle is known as included because this angle is combined by these two sides. So this angle is known as included angle. If two sides along with included angle is respectively equal to two sides along with included angle of second triangle, then both the triangles are what? Congruent. We have to justify. It means what? xy is equal to PQ. It is given there, xy equals PQ. Angle y equals angle Q. Angle y equals angle Q. And thirdly, it is given yz is equal to QR. So we have to prove that triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle PQR. So we have to justify this by reasoning method, by analytical method. We have to justify it. How can we prove this? Try to follow here. In triangle XYZ and PQR, both are given here. What to do? We have to put either XYZ or triangle PQR. We have to put either XYZ on PQR or triangle PQR on XYZ. Anyway, we have to put and we have to try how they are matching, how they are congruent. So what to do? We have to trace either triangle XYZ on PQR, or we have to place triangle PQR on XYZ. It depends upon you. Suppose we are going to place this triangle XYZ on triangle PQR in such a way that this point Y falls on point Q. Try to keep in mind, Y falls on point Q. What will be there? And YZ along QR. So what will be there? Point Y will fall on Q and YZ will fall on QR along with QR. Afterward, since YZ equal to QR, try to follow here, YZ equal to QR, so what will be there? This point Z will fall where? On R. Why? Because the length of YZ is same as the length of QR. If Y is falling on Q, so Z will also fall on where? R. Again see. Now, this angle equal to this angle, therefore this YX will fall along PQ. This XY will fall along PQ. What will be there? If Y falls on Q and XY falls along PQ, what will be there? Since the length of XY is equal to the length of PQ, it is given part. So what will be there? This X will fall on P. Keep in mind, this angle Y equal to this angle Q, it is given there. Therefore, YX will fall along QP or PQ. Since XY equal to QP or PQ, therefore this point X will fall on point P. In this way, this segment is coincided with this one and this segment is coincided with this one. Just before we have proved that this Z will fall on R and X will fall on P, therefore what will be there? XZ will coincide to PR. Now this side is coincided with this side is coincided with this side, and this side is coincided with this side. If all these three sides are coincided one to other, each other, so what will be there? Shape and size of this triangle would be same as shape and size of this triangle. So we have to justify this one by the reasoning process. What is there? We have to replace triangle XYZ on triangle PQR in such a way that point Y fall on point Q and YZ along QR. This one is going along QR and y is falling on Q. Since yz equal to QR, therefore z will fall on point R. Again, since this angle equal to this one, therefore xy will fall where? Along PQ. Again see, since xy equal to PQ, therefore point x will fall where? On point P. Which point is falling at R? The point Z is falling at R. Which point is falling here? Point X is falling here. If X is falling at P and Z is falling at R, so this X, Z is also coinciding with PR. Now this side is coincided here, this side is coincided with here, and this one is coincided with PR. All three sides of first triangles are coincided with triangle PQR. Therefore, both the triangles are congruent. Anyway, if shape and size of this triangle is equal to shape and size of this one, only then we can say that both the triangles are congruent. Once again, try to follow. This one is based on your logic. On the basis of logic, this will be proved. Very simply, what to do? You have to replace this triangle XYZ exactly on triangle PQR in such a way point Y falls on point Q and YZ along QR. What will be second reasoning? Since YZ equals QR, therefore point Z will fall where? On point R. This one is second reasoning. Third argument is there, since this angle equal to this one, therefore XY will fall along PQ. What is fourth reasoning? Since XY equal to PQ, therefore point X will fall where? On P. Now point X is falling on P and point Y is falling on point Q. What will be there? This XY coincides with PQ, fully covering PQ. Again, Y is falling on Q and Z is falling on R. So this segment YZ is coincided with QR. Again see, X is falling on P and Z is falling on R. So what will be there? This XY is coincided with PR. Now this side is coincided with this side, this one is coincided to this side, and this one is coincided to this side. Means all three sides are covering to three sides of second triangle. It means what? Shape and size of this triangle is same as shape and size of this one, and therefore this triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle PQR. In this way, we have to just justify both the triangles are congruent on the basis of coinciding all three sides each other. Now pay your attention here. What to do? Place triangle XYZ on triangle PQR. This triangle will be placed on triangle PQR in such a way that Y falls on Q, Y falls on Q, and YZ along QR, YZ along QR. Since YZ equal to QR, it is noted down YZ equals QR. Therefore, Z will fall on R point R. Therefore, Z will fall on R. Now see, Y is falling at Q, Y falls on Q, and Z falls on R, Z falls on R. Therefore, YZ coincides to QR. Therefore, YZ coincides with QR. It is given there. So one side is coincided with bottom side. Bottom side is coincided with bottom side. Again, since this angle is equal to this angle, therefore this will fall along the PQ. The same thing is noted down since Y equals Z. Therefore, YZ falls along the PQ. Again, YZ XY equal to PQ, XY equal to PQ. Therefore, X falls on P. X will fall on P. It is noted down there. Now Y falls on Q and X falls on P. So what will be there? This side will coincide to PQ. So this one is noted down. Since X falls on P, Y falls on Q and X falls on P, therefore XY coincides with PQ. Now this side is also coincided with this side. Again see, what is the third argument? X is falling on P and Z is falling on R. Therefore, this segment coincides with PR. It will cover to PR. And that will be noted down there. We have to firstly note down up to here, and that third point will be noted down later on. So firstly, just pen down. Just below you have to note down. I am just penning here, but you have to note down bottom of this one. What is there? Since X is falling on P and Z is falling on R. Therefore, XZ coincides with which side? PR. Now see, this one is equation number 1. This one is equation number 2. And this one is equation number 3. What is equation number 3? First, second, third. This side is coinciding to this one, equation number 1. This side is coinciding to this one, is equation number 2. And this side is coinciding to this one. Means all three sides are coincided with respective sides. It means shape and size of this triangle is equal to shape and size of this triangle. Therefore, this triangle is congruent to this one. So equation number 1st, 2nd and 3rd implies triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle PQR. So 1, 2 and 3 implies 1, 2 and 3 implies what implies? Triangle XYZ congruent to triangle PQR. This one is side angle side criteria of two of the triangles. When two sides are equal to two sides of second triangle and included angle is also equal to included angle of second triangle, then both the triangles are congruent. This one is proved by the argument and reasoning method. since and therefore, since and therefore, since and therefore. Later on we will prove with the help of this one. We will try to draw the result for rest of the criteria. In this way we have proved today side angle side criteria to verify or justify two triangles are congruent here. I think you will be able to understand it. I have explained this one 2 or 3 times. Now one thing is remarkable, before writing this theorem, on page number 134 of your NCERT book, summary of this chapter is given. So what to do? Firstly you will mention chapter number 7, then on the very first page you have to mention the summary of the chapter which is given on page number 134. After that summary you will note down this theorem number first, that is side angle side criteria, and it is verified, and we have just justified that how two sides and included angles are equal to two sides and included of second. So both the triangles are congruent, having same shape and size. So we have shown by the process of coinciding and reasoning method. In this way we have justified this side angle side criteria or side angle side rule, and we will apply directly this rule in solving exercise questions. I hope you are able to understand. Now today's lecture is being concluded here. Till that next lecture, have a nice day.